Call to Freedom is a trauma-informed nonprofit that provides ongoing, supportive, coordinated services to individuals impacted by human trafficking and commercial sexual exploitation. There are lots of challenges. This victimization doesn't look the same for every individual that walks through the door. And so we really have to come up with creative ways to help support individuals. Sometimes we think that we've added everything to the continuum of care model that we need, and a new story walks through the door.
It's survivors, clients saying, here's what I self-identify my biggest challenges to be. Here's what I struggle with in my day-to-day life. We are taking survivors' voices through them identifying their challenges and using an evidence-based practice to mitigate those challenges. One of those arms of our programming that we're so passionate about is our occupational therapy program, where it was around 2018, there started to emerge some national level research stating that occupational therapy was really minimal and unexplored in this space. So Call to Freedom actually was one of the first nonprofits in the nation to really adopt this practice as it relates to this population. And so when you think about human trafficking, it truly can impact every single aspect of a person. You know, your physical well-being, your mental well-being, spiritual well-being.
Hello, my name is Alia Azariah. I am the Director of Aftercare for Safe House Project. I am also a survivor, and I recently had the opportunity through Safe House Project to evaluate Marissa's house at Call to Freedom based on our certification. Call to Freedom's Marissa's project was awarded gold level certification for serving survivors in that home. For us, it was just really a beacon of hope to get to come and see Marissa's project and the work that they're doing. We left there being like, all we want to do is copy paste this program across the country.
It's been a real journey to work with survivors to have their lived experience help craft the continuum of care model. Their insight on a national level, but also on a local level, has been so impactful to the work of Call to Freedom. And really something that was in my heart and the heart of Call to Freedom is to make sure that those individuals were heard and that their insight was taken seriously. And I think that has been one of the most beautiful gifts to be a part of, is when a survivor says, you know, you took my advice, you believed me, you saw me as a person, as an individual, not as a client, and their voice was heard. And really, we collaborate with community partners for the things that we don't have in-house to make sure that every need of the survivor is met.
Our organization serves the Latino community here in Sioux Falls, all the newly arrived migrants. For coming on the Juntos, the role that Call to Freedom plays for us is another trusted organization that we can refer women to, in particularly, or other migrants, when we start to notice that they have a certain situation that they're trying to deal with. We refer those clients then to Call to Freedom when we start to get a sense that this may be a situation that could be potential trafficking.
If a victim does not believe an organization can provide basic needs, safety, or provide those needs to be able to be successful in that transition, they won't leave their human trafficking situation. And so we have a moral obligation to those most vulnerable within our community to meet those needs and meet those needs with excellence.
We spoke throughout this process a lot about the collaboration that we do with other nonprofits in the space. That's always a value that's allowed us to innovate, is not gatekeeping solutions. And no one in the anti-human trafficking space wants to do that. We want to share any innovative breakthroughs that we have made via the channels that the Bush Prize can provide. To be able to share those innovations outwardly is really exciting for us. For any mission-driven organization or nonprofit, innovation has to go hand in hand with passion, right? It's so different from where in the private sector, innovation might be driven by, profit seeking or reducing operational inefficiencies. We have, this desire to get better for the sake of being better, to strive for excellence, but it's always at our core driven by the passion for those that we serve. This true and deep belief that every human being has boundless potential and limitless value.
Call to Freedom wants to focus on the innovative continuum of care model to really equip other communities to do this work well. We know that if we can take our success and multiply that and duplicate that into other communities, we're going to help more people and have more impact than we ever imagined. There's a stat that less than 1% of victims are ever identified. And to me, that's not even an option. Our goal is to get that to 10% to 20%, that every person in every community that is impacted by human trafficking knows that they have an option, that they have a team or a support system when they're ready to get out of human trafficking, and they can successfully do that.